What's up YouTube? APAC14 here, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video than I think I posted before. Mainly because this goes out to the boys at Big Time, Jared and Zach. I love watching y'all. I've been watching y'all since y'all first got brought onto Donut, and I loved y'all from the get-go 100% because y'all were both super like technical, a lot more than I'd say the rest of the guys over there at Donut, and I love that, honestly. As you can, we'll probably find out here in a sec. But for me, y'all were my two favorites by far. And when I saw y'all were doing y'all's own show, Big Time, I was like, I'm subbed immediately. And this goes out to y'all mainly because y'all are doing this Car Karma series, and I wanted to put in my submission. So my real name is Edgar Correa, and I know I'm not in California, but I can work remotely, and I can get out there in California no problem. I got the truck to tow and everything, so if that's an issue, I can bring it to y'all no problem. The other thing I would say is I'm pretty flexible with my schedule, up until a point, because a big part about this car and why it means so much to me is I'd like to get it finished up to make it the getaway car for my wedding, which is going to be in September, late September this year. So that's, I guess, the only time commitment I would have to push on you guys, sorry. But I have a 1993 Mazda Miata. What all has been done to it, I'll get into that in a sec. I guess I'll start with why this car means so much to me. So my dad got me this car. This was the second car he got me, actually, because the first car I had was an '01 Civic EX, a four-door stick. And I hated rolling gears on that thing. I tell you, I hated it. It was like rowing a boat. And man, I hated it, but my dad fell in love with it. I don't know why. I didn't even have the bumper on it. But he fell in love with it, and he was like, if you don't like it so much, I'll take it, and I'll get you another car. I was like, okay, well, I told him I wanted a Miata, and he was like, heck no, never. Fast forward a few months, I found a Miata in front of the neighbor's house, and I was like, dang, look at that. They got a Miata, and I was psyched, and he was like, oh yeah, I was like, let's go take a look at it. I was like, for real? I was like, I'm gonna call my neighbor and see if I can take a look at it. And turns out it was mine. So that was this car, and I've had it ever since 2015, 2016. So basically almost 10 years now. I think it'd be 10 years in the fall, because I started my sophomore year with that, I think, in 2016. I think, like, I don't remember too good, but I've had it ever since. And throughout all of college, this took me to a bunch of different states, back and forth to school, my commute, and my commute was like 30 minutes, and every day, sleet, rain, snow, this thing is what took me to school every single day. And yeah, I fell in love with the car more and more, just because of how crisp it is to shift and how nimble it felt. And just driving it, it was amazing. I loved it. And so sadly, I think in like 2019, early 2019, it's a 93, so it has the 1.6. And I don't know if you know the difference with the 1.6 and 1.8 is that the crankshaft nose has a half moon cut on the 1.8 liters and square cut on the 1.6. Well, that square cut with, I guess, shock can actually chip away at the nose of that crankshaft. So that happened to us. And my dad just ended up JB welding it back on, and we sent it like that. Well, fast forward a little bit later that year, same year, the front main seal started to leak, and it started leaking pretty bad. And so it just ended up needing almost like a quart of oil every single week. and the engine was just quitting on me basically. So, and I didn't feel like going through a whole bunch of nonsense to try and get that crank back off since it was JB welded on. So that's when I started sort of the big project with this car, and I started a V6 Mustang swap onto it. And so everyone I told about it, they told me I was stupid. I ain't gonna lie, I was stupid, but I just wanted to do something different and something nobody has done, and I found out there's a reason why, because that engine sort of whacked, basically. But fast forward maybe like 3 years, I got out of college, got my first job, and I started that project while I was still in college, so I had a college, salary. So I didn't have too much money, and that was a big thing why I wanted to do the V6 swap, because it was such a cheap engine, and trans, like, nobody wants them. You can yoink them out of V6 Mustangs from like '03 basically for free, almost. And I did everything I can to get this car ready for the V6, but everything I did to it was basically getting it also ready for a V8. So I did the Monster Miata swap kit for the 8.8 liter IFS diff, and I got the Monster Miata custom axles and all that stuff, and basically got it all ready for a V8. The beefed up frame rails, and I fabbed up the whole firewall to fit in the new trans, and it was a T5. And the T5 is basically almost the same size as the T56. So 3 years goes by, and 3 or 4 years goes by, and I'm just tired of fooling with the V6. And at the time, I lived maybe like 30 minutes away from my parents' house, and this car was at my parents' house. So it would be like an hour journey to get there and back to just go and work on the car. And plenty of times I'd order parts and, get home and forgot the parts at home. So it'd be almost like a waste of time to go out there some days, like whole days cook, and I couldn't work on it. So for the first 4 years that I was working on the project, well, that first 1 year I got a ton of work done because it was 2020 and it was COVID. So I was working from home, and I was just spending every waking moment working on it. And I got everything in there to do the V6. But then after that year came up, my fiance, well, my then girlfriend, now fiance, started doing school in downtown Memphis, and I lived in Horn Lake, so that was a bit of a drive, and we started hanging out so much I just ended up moving in with her in downtown Memphis. So that's where that 30-minute commute popped up, trying to get to my Miata to work on it. And so just 4 years of having to do all that stuff just made me sick of doing the swap. But 4 years of having a real big boy job gave me a lot more money to be able to do what I really, really did want to do, but didn't have the money to at the moment, is to do an LS swap. So now that's basically what's in there, and it's almost ready to run. So it's got the 4.8 liter Vortec. I got it at a Facebook Market deal, like $1,200 for the motor and trans. And the motor is apparently rebuilt with like LS7 internals and a whole bunch of other stuff, and LS3 heads, I think. A whole bunch of stuff is done to the motor apparently, and I'd have to do a break-in procedure to it whenever I finally get it running. But right now, everything's in there. Everything's ready to go. Like engine and trans, I use the V8 Roadster's subframe and frame rails and frame reinforcements, and I got it basically almost ready to run and drive, and the only thing that's holding me back right now is the tune. And I think that'd be a pretty cool project for y'all, for us all, to work on it together, because I would love to work on it with y'all, to hang out with y'all, to spend the time with y'all and just work on it together. And also because I like to also do claim that I did it, but obviously I can't tune. So I know y'all may or may not be able to, but I know y'all definitely know a lot of people that can. So that's mainly where it's at right now. I'm just waiting to try and get it tuned well enough. There's a lot of stuff done to this thing that's ready to go. It's got e-power steering, electric power steering that's mounted up underneath the dash, so I don't need to swap in the hydraulic power steering onto the LS, so save engine bay room. Like I said, T56, custom drive shaft from the drive shaft shop. I got right here Valvetronics exhaust to do the valved exhaust, and then Terminator X system. So with the Terminator X, I'm sure y'all know it's super easy to tune, so it probably wouldn't even take that long to get it tuned. And then once it's tuned, I can just throw it all back in. And I cut up the wiring harness when I was doing the V6, foolishly. I just yanked out all the airbag stuff out. And right now I have the wiring harness all put back together, but I will need to get it running and driving to test the cruise control, because that cruise control apparently is connected to something with the heater and something else with the cluster. So I know if the cruise control works, then all my wiring is good with the car. So that's the last thing I'm working on, is to get it tuned so I can test that and then just put back everything together. So, and it's not even that far apart. So I'm gonna take y'all to take a quick look at it, and I'll show you a big part of it that I know y'all would probably love to see. So there she is in all her glory, the LS, a 4.8 liter with the Terminator X system on it. LS1 intake, custom fuel system, all custom AM lines front to back with the fuel, and then custom piping with the intercooler, or not with the intercooler, with the radiator. And I got another radiator over there, let me see if I can see it over there, a Miata, big black orange box over there, Miata radiator, because this one I kind of poked a hole through it, but that's besides the point. What else? Engine and trans are all in there. I got the sound deadening almost done on all the interior, and I got the interior sort of semi-placed in there just to do testing and stuff. But the trans is in there, all the lines are done. Also got the hard dog hard bar, the hardcore M2, I think. But yeah, all stainless steel lines, and Megan Racing coilovers. Like I said, I got all the Monster Miata custom axles for the swap, and then stainless steel brake lines. But as you can see, there's two brake lines, and if you know, the stock Miata has one that splits into two. Well, another big thing about this swap that I'm doing is a BMW Mark 60 E5 ABS system swap into this thing. So it's gonna have full 4-corner ABS that's fully programmable, and that's gonna be, I guess, like a later thing. But I have it all finished also. I have all the piping done for all the brake lines and stuff, so everything is ready except fluid here. Custom, I just finished the custom V8 Roadsters clutch V8 swap kit. So it's got the V8 Roadsters Willwood clutch on it, and yeah, it cranks, but it doesn't run, and that's the part where I'm stuck at right now. I already have all the wiring here to do the testing on the cruise control ready, but like I said, I can't get it to stably run, and that's basically where I'm at right now. It also has the Intellectronics digital dash. So the dash has the dash is like a white LED dash, and it looks super sweet. But yeah, that's basically where the car is now, is super close to running and driving. And I guess what I'd ask from y'all is definitely not to finish restoring it. I mean, you see the paint, like I can do the paint later. The brake system, unless y'all want to tinker with it too, and figure it out together, how to do an ABS system swap like that, because it can work standalone in basically any car. So y'all could throw it in that racing Catfish Camaro y'all got. So that would be a really cool one to throw that into. But yeah, basically what I'd like to get from you guys is just work with y'all, hang out with y'all, and then just getting it running and driving. Basically, I already got seats for it. I got a wide body kit for it that I'll put in later. Steering wheel for it. Everything ready to go. And the last finishing touches is just the exhaust, reassembling the interior and all that stuff, routing the wires, and then just getting it tuned and running. Because realistically, I don't even need the cruise control, but that's just to make it, I guess, quote unquote, nice and more factory finish. But yeah, I would just love to hang out with y'all. I'd take it over there on my dime. Like, I would never ask y'all to ship it out there, because hanging out with y'all would be an awesome one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'd take it out there. I can stay there. I got plenty of miles on my credit card. I can book a hotel. So being able to hang out with y'all in this opportunity would be absolutely sick. And I'd get to show off my car, my project, to a lot of people. But as you'll probably see in my channel, that I have a few videos of me trying to do the V6, but transitioning to the LS. But yeah, I don't plan on blowing up on YouTube or becoming a YouTuber. I got too many other things I'm working on. But I'd really love to hang out with y'all and really showcase the work that I could do, and speed it up, probably even speed up the process of finishing this car, because like I said, I would love to take this to my wedding day and have it be our getaway car, because this was the car that we hung out in, me and my girlfriend at the time, now fiance, soon to be wife, would hang out in this car all the time, and she loved it because she can throw the top down and hair flowing in the wind or whatever. But I like to get back to that. I miss driving this car so much, like taking it on date nights and all that stuff. Like, it'd be a dream to get it running, and it's so close that I can taste it. So but that's me, that's my car, and I appreciate y'all even opening this opportunity. Y'all are awesome, y'all are sick, and I love y'all. Peace.